Steve Bannon is going to jail. Will he actually serve time? It looks like he is. He filed appeals, didn't go through, tried fighting it, but his ally is going to save Steve Bannon's ass from jail. He's trying to as hard as he can. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. If you want original news and original thoughts, right here. Everyone else is following each other, doing all this blah, blah. Mike Johnson, he's a sellout, deep state. Sorry, guys, you're just wrong.
You're reporting to prison on Monday.
I am.
How do you feel about that?
I'm a political prisoner. I feel great about it.
Steve Bannon is a man of action. By the way, we have a tie going back. He came out of Hollywood and he ended up running Breitbart. And I used to be I got my start in journalism working for Breitbart, his website called Big Hollywood. I was a writer for there. So I know of Steve Bannon at least better than most. Okay. He's a great media guy and knows Hollywood and knows how a lot of how people tick. He's fine. He's in his element, fighting and even fighting for his life in prison.
It won't change me. It will not suppress my voice. My voice will not be suppressed while I'm there.
That's important too. While he's in prison, he's going to still try to keep his live presence going. And by the way, I do the same thing. They may throw me in jail. First thing I do is turn it into a show. And by the way, they're coming for all of us if Biden wins anyways. If Trump can be a felon, we are all going to be a felon for what we do and say. That's just a political fact if Biden gets away with it.
I'm a political prisoner of Nancy Pelosi and Merrick Garland. And if it took me going to prison to finally get the House to start to move, to start to delegitimize the illegitimate J6 committee, then hey, guess what? My going to prison is worth.
Yeah, he wants the J6ers freed, and he's hung on the same kind of hook that they are, and he's going to get off by the same means. So we're rooting for him. We're praying for him. He's going to get some help from, of all people, Mike Johnson, whom I'm going to quote. I'll quote Steve Bannon on stuff that he said. I'll give you a couple minutes here.
No regrets about not cooperating with the subpoena from the January 6th.
No regrets. First of all, I took the big technical case is taking your lawyer's advice. I took my lawyer's advice as everybody else in the country, if they had a high-powered lawyer, would do. So first off, technically, it was advice of counsel.
He was under advice of counsel, and they were all telling him, all these plea deals that they should take, which was all made on false premises. Now we know that the lawyers had a false sense of the law back then. They didn't understand. But, most of these charges should be dropped on Steve Bannon, like yesterday. And he was never charged with insurrection. Okay, this is contempt of Congress stuff with Democrats trying to go after him.
Even though I'm in prison, I'm still going to go forward. We file en banc to the entire circuit on July 15th with an amicus brief from the Speaker of the House and the House of Representatives. I'll have an amicus brief.
Amicus brief from the Speaker of the House. Amicus brief just means friend of the court. Amicus, friend of the court brief. That is, everyone is supporting Steve Bannon right now. So he's not some weirdo right-winger Trump MAGA guy anymore. Now he's the rest of us. We're all going through the same thing with Steve Bannon. And it's Mike Johnson to the rescue. He's going to save Steve Bannon from prison with his amicus brief. Meaning friend of the court, a friend of the court. He's going to say, this guy, he was never charged with insurrection. This is all bogus. The January 6th committee with Nancy Pelosi was illegally put together, did not follow their own rules. They just put Kinzinger and Liz Cheney on there. They threw in some people. They did not have proper review. So the whole thing was fake. So even when he showed contempt to them by not showing up, they were illegit. They were even more illegit than their subpoena of him.
And then, depending on what happens there, we're going to go to the Supreme Court.
Okay, I have one.
So no regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
And if he goes to the Supreme Court too, it's going to be Mike Johnson that gets him out of there. Remember, he said he was a political prisoner of Merrick Garland. Here's Merrick Garland. Obama tried to put him on the Supreme Court.
I am grateful beyond words for the honor you have bestowed upon me.
What a greasy, panty-sniffing liar. What an embarrassment to America that was. And of course, he's an Obama appointee, and we dodged a bullet on that one. Remember, he did not get a pass, so we ended up getting, I believe, Gorsuch on that. I can't remember if that was Ruth Bader Ginsburg's replacement? Man, I forgot. It's been a while. I'm sorry, guys.
You know, we have breaking news. Anna Paulina Luna has just tweeted, Garland needs to answer for his blatant disrespect for Congress and the rule of law.
Yeah, we're going after Merrick Garland through Anna Paulina Luna. But her efforts to put the contempt of Congress slam on him, on Merrick Garland, it was seen as a right-wing, obscure, good luck with that. What it really needed was the Speaker of the House's credibility attached to it.
This inherent contempt has the full backing of the Speaker of the House.
Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Now we're gonna go back in time to just a few months ago when Steve Bannon said Mike Johnson is not MAGA. Mike Johnson is not Make America Great Again. He's a part of the deep state, is what he said. Now, people throw around those accusations of deep state as if there's some UFOs and Kennedy assassination. We didn't land on the moon, and they're pulling the strings. They're pulling the secret. The Jews and the Illuminati are pulling the strings. And no, it's not. And all the people that you're calling out and saying are deep state, like Mike Johnson, have your back or to get your butt out of the sling that you got yourself in. You know what? Steve Bannon at least owes Mike Johnson an apology. A big giant Steve Bannon say this, I was wrong about you. And I got all of my audience to do say and think the wrong thing about you. And thank you for spending your credibility on me.
Anna Paulina Luna just tweeted out, the Attorney General of the United States could be arrested.
Yeah, arrest that sniveling, lying bum. Here's the Anna Paulina Luna statement. The vote for inherent contempt of Congress against Attorney General Merrick Garland will be brought to the floor this upcoming session week with full support from Speaker Mike Johnson. Remember, this was supposed to be a lunatic, fringy thing. No, the Speaker of the House is supporting it. He controls the debate. He controls what gets brought up, by the way. This version of inherent contempt will become standard practice for those who seek to undermine Congress, the congressional power, which is a third of our branch of government, right? As an equal branch of government. It is with great honor and privilege that my colleagues helped us all accomplish this to restore balance to the branches of government. Thank you, Speaker Mike Johnson. Anna Paulina Luna, send this message over to Thomas Massie too. I love all these people. Okay, I love them all. Matt Gaetz, Anna Paulina Luna, Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Steve Bannon. Okay, I love them all. But many of them are going after Mike Johnson like he's the enemy. Guys, he's on your side. He made a couple of bad decisions. He has to.
On what we're on the verge of seeing happening on Monday, Steve Bannon reporting to prison for defying a congressional subpoena and failing to respond to that. Can you confirm that the House is expected to take an official position on that? And if so, what is it?
Yeah, I can confirm that. We'll be filing a brief in that legal proceeding.
That's the amicus brief that Steve Bannon's talking about. Okay. Friend of the court will be read at the hearing. It's kind of like what Ed Meese did for Trump against Jack Smith's illegal appointment. These things have, depending on how well they're written, they have power. And Mike Johnson's a lawyer. He knows. Okay, here goes. Now here's Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Love you, Margie. You're wrong on this one. Love you. Mike Johnson is not working for Republicans. This is from April. I just want you to see how people treated him. He's not helping Republicans. He's not even listening to Republicans. Mike Johnson's doing the deep state's dirty work. Wrong. You're wrong, Margie. Sorry. We got to unite. Okay, quit picking fights on Mike Johnson. That's not, and remember, Trump told Marjorie Taylor Greene, he goes, hey, you be nice to him. She goes, I'll try to be nice to him. Okay, so she's already, I think we're starting to go into more of a unity phase. This might be part of Mike Johnson's unity with the MAGA Republicans. House invalidates J6 committee impacts Bannon case. The bipartisan legal advisory group, BLAG, which we did a video on this with Mike Johnson before, in the House of Representatives voted 3-2 to declare the January 6th committee, J6 committee, as illegitimate, invalidating all subpoenas issued by the committee. The House is set to file an amicus brief with the Supreme Court regarding this matter. This decision is seen as significant, particularly for Steve Bannon, who was involved in the events surrounding January 6th. And Steve Bannon has said he's trying to get this to the Supreme Court to get himself freed, and he sees himself as a servant. So he's a hero. Mike Johnson is his partner, guys. This is the Magnificent Seven we're putting together. Now, here's Simon Ateba from back on May 10th. Steve Bannon writes off Speaker Mike Johnson as a coward, not worthy of representing the Republican Party in the House. We will see. Steve Bannon. What do you guys in the audience think? Comments below. I'm Doug in Exile.